Pink Panda is a utility token, especially good for beginners to the crypto world. It's got an easy on-ramp, an elegant design as well, and it allows people easy access to DeFi. So with me is CEO Adam Carlton and also Kareem Lukman, the senior exchange architect, to talk a little bit more about the latest things that Pink Panda has been up to. So, and I see you have a guest with us today, Adam. Can you introduce for us Kareem and kind of tell us a little bit about Kareem, and then Kareem, you can talk about what attracted you to Pink Panda.
Yeah, so I'm really happy to introduce Kareem, at least for the first time here to you. He joined us a couple of months ago and really is I'm not going to take away from his background, but he's got an extensive background in financial services as well in crypto, both on the technical side, but a lot from understanding on how the actual flow occurs, right? And how transactions occur and how settlement occurs and how, all the little ghosts in the machine. So really happy to have Kareem to be focusing right on that functional aspect and how we can drive value for our end consumer. So Kareem, I'll let you talk about yourself a little more.
Go ahead, Kareem, and talk about the back office stuff. That's important.
Thank you, Jane.
Yeah, go ahead. So tell us what drew you to Pink Panda.
So I guess my background, I think Adam's given it a brief coverage, which is nice. I left university with a computer science degree and probably the idea that I was going to become a great games programmer, but that dream died slowly over 20 years at investment banks. So initially I started developing trading systems, then moved into trading, and then into program management, and eventually I just became a little jaded by the traditional banking arena. And that was just as crypto was gaining momentum. So I kind of found myself attracted to this brave new world, which was emerging. And with it, I started looking actively for roles in crypto space. So ended up working for an exchange in Hong Kong, which was, a great experience. And then this opportunity with Pink Panda had appeared. And it was kind of a few things that attracted me. Firstly, having experienced DeFi and DEXs myself, I found the user experience utterly underwhelming. So Pink Panda's goal of creating a frictionless mobile experience, I thought would certainly open up the area to a whole new marketplace. And, especially with people who probably struggled with the technology and the number of hoops, that are required to jump through. I think probably the second thing that attracted me was the great management team and their incredibly strong credentials. Firstly, Adam has a long track record as a management consultant. Gene has got vast experience in reg and compliance space, which I think is really going to underpin the future. And finally, Keith Luce, who's this utterly brilliant technology polymath, a kind of, Gandalf in technology. And plus the rest of the team who are, just very, very, very strong, and they give Pink Panda a lot of credibility. I suppose the other areas there's certainly the ESG social impact. So this was, the charity facets of the business plan. Adam had personal reasons for adopting a charity component to the business, but I think it's fundamentally something that resonates with everybody. And then the community focus, they engender trustworthiness through the transparency Pink Panda gives the community. And then, of course, obviously the last thing was the Pink Panda. Who doesn't like a pink panda?
That's right. Well, and that's part of the whole appeal to kind of warm and fuzzy crypto a little bit, because it is very intimidating. And, I was trying to buy kind of an obscure coin lately, and there was all these hoops. I just still didn't get it done. And I've kind of done some of this stuff. So Kareem, I'm really interested in, so you come from traditional finance. Give me a little bit about how you see crypto, DeFi. How do you see that world evolving over the next few years?
Well, I think there's probably a few things. For a start, regulation is going to embrace crypto. There's been a number of bad actors in the marketplace, as well as some kind of naive players, I guess. And as such, the industry starts getting regulatory oversight. It'll cause everyone to become more compliant and probably a safer playing field. And ultimately at Pink Panda, we see regulation, despite the additional burden that it's going to impose, as an opportunity, and it creates trust in the people who will deal with us and who currently may be sitting on the sidelines, and it removes uncertainty and it helps legitimize the broader industry. I think the other areas in the future, I mean, DEXs are kind of entering their 2.0 phases of development. DeFi is expanding at an astounding rate. And then, of course, NFTs. And I don't pretend to be an art critic, but they are obviously used in the art world already, but also in gaming to reward players, which helps kind of create a symbiotic relationship between the players and the developers. But mortgages and fractional ownership, and of course the metaverse, where they can bridge the gap to physical world, as well as, building blocks for the world's assets itself. It's a new and exciting space.
It absolutely is. And we just wrapped up NFT.nyc a couple of weeks ago. Huge amount of interest in this space. There was a waiting list of 3,000 people to go to that conference. So Adam, tell me a little bit about what Pink Panda is doing with NFTs.
Well, I think clearly, right, at some point we will incorporate NFTs into our wallet, almost from a table stakes perspective, is that you have to be able to send and receive and display your NFTs, and especially, very popular in crypto are, right, the JPEG based ones. Everyone wants their own unique image and thing like that. Where I think that I'm very fascinated by it is that people are starting to become aware is that, well, it's not just art and it's not just JPEGs and it's not just this new way of showing you own something artistic or some possession, but that title and ownership and provenance can be incredibly and discreetly defined for almost anything, and managed in a way that people really just haven't wrapped their heads around yet. And I actually have talked to some of my friends about this, and I said, do you realize what it takes, for example, if two people who are not related want to co-own a house and then sell that house today, the amount of paperwork and databases and title searches and all the things that have to happen, for example, for that relatively simple of a transaction. Well, I don't know when, but I do know that NFTs from a title and from a transfer perspective are going to slowly but surely take over those old, archaic, problematic ways of doing business, right? And I've spent my entire career trying to find ways to, find better utility through technology. And I think that we're just scratching the surface on that. And then the one area that's absolutely fascinating to me, and I hope we can talk more about this, and the next time we talk is we're pretty deep in conversations with an NFT metaverse partner. So more to come on that, but I'm really fascinated with where that's going and the gamifications of NFTs and taking real world possibilities and simulating them online.
Yeah, no, it's super exciting. And the whole economy of the metaverse is starting to kind of see how it could work. So, all right. So if you both want to chime in on this, I mean, just what you're working on, or Adam, if you want to take over this, what your team is working on in terms of the digital friendly wallet and where you are with that.
Sure. Well, we've had our alpha out here for a few weeks, and for people who aren't familiar with that, that's an internal testing release, and we're hopefully going to have what's called a public beta here within the next few weeks, by Christmas at the latest, but hopefully before then even. That's going to really allow us to show off our work. And one of the people we didn't mention earlier, Mark Rasavi, he's just a world-class React Native user interface developer. So I'm really, really excited to see that coming out here. After that, we got a lot of enhancements to bring to that wallet as we, again, continue to make it easier to use. And then we start looking to the first quarter next year where, okay, how are we going to start now creating that deeper access into DeFi? What partnerships are we going to be forming? We've got, a lot of things in the works right now. Keith and Kareem and I and others talk pretty continuously about this constantly changing and adapting market. So we've got a lot coming. We're super excited. Yeah. Kareem, anything to add to that?
I think you've crossed off everything on the list.
All right.
Well, I look forward to our next conversation, probably in the first quarter. Maybe we can get an update on the wallet, a little bit more about the metaverse. So that should be really exciting. Thank you so much, Adam and Kareem, for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.